Why do I keep attracting the same person? Why do I keep attracting the same person? Why do I continue to attract the same person? Have you ever asked that question? Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever wondered why you go from relationship to relationship, whether it be romantic or platonic or friendship, and it's the same person? For example, you may move to a different city, or you may go on a different job and you have the same kind of manager, the same kind of supervisor, the same kind of coworker. In fact, the person is like an avatar. It's like same spirit or same personality in a different body. Have you ever been through that? You ever known anybody that's gone through that? Or why does it seem like everywhere you go, people talk negatively about you? Everywhere you go, people seem to talk negatively about you. Or you deal with jealousy. People are jealous of you. And you're trying to figure out why. Like, why are they jealous of me? Why do I keep going through the same thing? Have you ever asked those questions, friends? Have you ever asked those questions? Or have you ever been, it seemed like you just keep going through the same thing. And not only that, but it happens almost the same time of year. It's like the same cycle. Every year around January, every year around February, every year around March, every year around April, every year around June, every year around New Year's. The same cycle happens. Have you ever asked that question? If you have, I'm going to tell you why. Let me give you a little hint. The Bible talks about something called familiar spirits. Familiar spirits. Familiar spirits. And these spirits are basically spirits that have been assigned to you, assigned to your bloodline, assigned to your territory, assigned to your community, assigned to your particular ethnos. And this is why people deal with things that are precipitated in the invisible realm, and they deal with them continually. I never forget, a woman came to me and she says, "Pastor, my children were demonized. They were seeing poltergeists and ghosts come out of the walls, all these kind of things. And it was happening time and time and time again. This stuff is real. Why do I keep having the same dream over and over and over again?" Some people have had the same dream, recurring dream for 30 years, 15, 20 years. The same recurring dream. Why does it seem like every time I go to a new church, I still face the same kind of issues? The same kind of issues, the same kind of attacks, the same kind of strongholds. And you end up leaving the church the same way you went in. These are what the Bible calls familiar spirits. Familiar spirits. And a lot of times we don't recognize what Ephesians 6:12 says, that we don't wrestle against flesh and blood. You don't wrestle against flesh and blood. You wrestle against principalities and powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places or heavenly places, meaning that your issue is not with the same kind of person. Your issue is not just with the job. Your issue is not just with the city you live in. but there are demonic assignments on your life. And so when you understand that this is not a physical issue, but it is one that is very spiritual. And once you begin to understand the spiritual root causes of these things, then you will begin to be able to experience a greater level of victory and a greater level of peace in your life. And so I asked God about this, and I said, God, why does this happen? No, in my years of pastoring, man, I've seen so many things. I've experienced so many things. I've gone through so many cycles myself, had so many challenges. And I took upon the call that God gave me to expose this issue. And so I wrote this book called Overcoming Familiar Spirits. And the subtitle is Deliverance from Unseen Demonic Enemies and Spiritual Debt. If you ever felt hindered, if you ever felt like there was something that was resisting you, first of all, you're not alone. Millions of people all over the world have felt and have experienced this. And so we must be able to identify these nefarious forces and exercise our spiritual authority over them so that we can live the life God has for us. What if you could live a life of no more destructive patterns? What if you could live a life of victory and peace? What if you could experience real joy, real freedom, and real wholeness for the rest of your life? I believe it's worth exploring. I believe it's worth understanding. And so I talk about a number of things in this. For example, I talk about spiritual debt collectors. You know how a debt collector can harass a person and call them, and at times back in the day, they would call you in your job until it became illegal to do so. But debt collectors would call you and harass you and ask you questions over and over and over again until the debt was paid. Many times, friends, we're experiencing spiritual debt collecting, meaning that these demonic spirits are seeking to collect on covenants, to collect on agreements that were made. Some of these agreements were agreements of iniquity that you didn't even make yourself, but someone connected to you made them, that opened the door. And so I want to show you how to close these doors. I want to show you how to be able. Do you know there's such thing called demonic attractions? Ladies, if you ever ask, why do I keep attracting the same kind of man? Why do I keep attracting the same kind of personality? Why do I keep attracting narcissistic men? Why do I keep attracting abusers, manipulators, selfish people? Over and over and over again, there's a reason for that, and I'm going to show you how to deal with that in this book. I want you to go right now. Right now, you can go anywhere books are sold, including Amazon or Shop the Word, and I want you to grab your copy now. It comes out April 19th, but you can actually pre-order it now. And I'm telling you, you need this resource because it's going to help you understand how to win the spiritual battles. Beloved, share this video and remember that Jesus is Lord. Bye-bye.